Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the WCA 2015 European Pro Qualifier. It's time for the WarCraft III Finals. Introducing our first player, playing as human and hailing from Germany. Give it up for yAwS. And his opponent, playing as Night Elf and hailing from the UK. Give it up for WarchiefRich. Welcome to the finals, gentlemen, and congratulations on making it this far. This format will be a best of 3. The first place prize will be €4,000. Before we begin, do you have any words for your opponent?
Yeah, even if he is not winning this one, I still got a present for him. The I Love Warcraft badge I give you to this. So good luck and fun.
Well, I would have been more happy if it was one of those Muddy the Mud Golem t-shirts, but I accept this, and yeah, I'm sure it'll be good.
All right, gentlemen, please shake hands. Good luck and have fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the caster's desk. Welcome to the biggest grand final that this game has witnessed in over 5 years. It's old school versus new school. It's Germany versus the UK. It's yAwS versus WarchiefRich.
And this is actually the 3rd time these two players have been meeting here in this tournament at Gamescom. They met in the round-robin format, then they met again in the winner bracket because both these players were the strongest players coming out of the group stages, and now again they will be facing each other in the grand final. $3,000 second place, €4,000, excuse me, first place. WarchiefRich won one series that was very one-sided, to be honest. He looked super strong on day number 2 or 3 it was. But then yAwS came back in the upper bracket final. He is the player coming through the upper bracket. Rich fought his way through the lower bracket. And now it's going to be decided who's really the stronger one. Who will manage to win most of these series?
We have the rubber match here. It's 1-1 in the group stages. yAwS tried to cheese him a bit with some tower rushes. Both failed. But in the upper bracket final, he relied on his big strength, the big fight with 70 food, with 80 food, and then he was able to take 2 maps from WarchiefRich in the upper bracket. And yeah, the first map is gonna be Echo Isles, and we are about to start.
We don't want to keep you guys waiting at all. This is the grand final, people, and it's starting right now.
Here we are in the upper left of Echo Isles, the former German champion, 25 years old, from Andernach, Germany, yAwS!
And trying to prove to us that he is the best Night Elf in Europe, the best player in Europe, starting to the right, WarchiefRich.
The place is packed with enthusiastic WarCraft old school fans. Very nice to see that. Actually, yAwS could become the first German WarCraft player to win an international tournament after 12 years.
Yeah, the WarCraft scene in Germany has actually always been kind of big, you know, especially a few years ago, and that's why we are seeing so many fans returning here to Gamescom to watch this beautiful, but also a little bit of an old game. But yeah, you're saying it. The German players, internationally speaking, they had their successes, like a few wins here and there, but managing to net a major title, a major triumph for themselves. It didn't really ever work out, but now yAwS has the opportunity.
If you watch the streams of this tournament over the last couple of days, we might sound like a broken record to you, but yAwS wasn't even supposed to be here. He was supposed to be a caster right next to us, but then Foggy was not able to attend, the Night Elf player from the Ukraine, so yAwS said, okay, I can play, no problem. And then the first game he did against Warchief, he looked super weak. Of course, he had no time to practice anything, except maybe 1 or 2 custom games here at Gamescom, but he did so strong against Hatel of Anger and Ruden in the group stage, and then he beat Warchief in the upper bracket. It is the Cinderella story of this WarCraft tournament, but WarchiefRich, the big favorite of this tournament, he is ranked 2 in the biggest ladder in Europe. He is Mr. Jera Cup, the biggest weekly tournament in Europe, and he has the best win percentages in all of the European WarCraft. He's going for the Demon Hunter first.
But throughout this tournament, we have seen yAwS improving day by day. First day he looked weak. Next time he showed up, he looked stronger. And in the upper bracket against this very same opponent, he looked very, very strong. So I could not actually pick a favorite here. I think this will be a very even matchup. And yAwS, one of the legendary maps that this matchup has seen many a time, with expansions on both sides, usually at some point. And yeah, of course, Archmage versus Demon Hunter. And here the trading of blows begins.
Yeah, it's very interesting actually, because both players met twice on yAwS, and on both maps WarchiefRich went for the very aggressive mercenary camp creep first. That's very risky because of course you don't have the static defense here as the Engine of War in the main base, but you get a lot of experience and a great item. But yAwS tried to capitalize on that and try to tower rush him, and now Warchief is adapting and he's going for the Rudin strategy, so to say, just creeping this little green spot and then going for the harass right away.
Exactly. Also something we've been seeing from his Demon Hunter play across many different matchups. He wants to be very aggressive with the Demon, get all the information what his opponent is up to, and, you know, kind of force him to not be able to play greedily. If he takes too big of a creep camp that is too dangerous, especially with the Demon Hunter and Archer starting to harass, this might backfire. And now we see yAwS going for the expansion, and because the Demon Hunter is here, he cannot really go for the mercenary camp. This is what he actually would like to take, because the mercenary support is very good early on for a human player, but now he will be forced to take this camp first. And after having taken this, he will not be level 3, and the Archmage before level 3 is pretty weak. And now maybe let rocket into surround right away. Rich not paying attention, but the surround opens up as the peasant dies and he just barely escapes, but already took a lot of damage. But he wants to keep up the pressure. 2 archers and a Shadow Priest. The Shadow Priest is a unit that can dispel the summoned units of the Archmage, and that's probably the biggest strength of the human early on. So Warchief definitely has the choice to stay aggressive, and by the way, we see a counter expansion already, but at the same time he wants to apply more pressure.
That's right. Usually WarchiefRich goes for the blind counter expansion in this map, but now he's changing his game up completely. He got the boots, he got the first claws of attack, so more damage and more movement speed for him, and he got the first Shadow Priest, one of the most important units in the early game that can heal up your own units and can dispel the water elementals from the opponent and deal a lot of damage to them. yAwS scouted the expansion, by the way.
Yes, very, very nice scout. Human players, good human players will oftentimes do this, just split one footman from your army, because basically one footman can always be spared, and he wants to get the information. Is an expansion coming? Is a tech coming? Is a push coming with maybe some crazy tier 1 all-in? But no, he sees the counter expansion, he would love to be able to cancel it. It might get kind of close, but I think he is going to be able to tear down that constructing building, and if he gets that time, he will be far up economically speaking, but no, he doesn't want to play too risky. He goes back to creep and he allows Warchief to get up his own expo. Again, his Archmage is pretty weak at the moment and he wants to get into level 3 as quickly as possible.
yAwS needs to be very, very quick on this creep camp here. Demon Hunter is coming in, Renegade with it down, Pendant of Energy, great item for yAwS. That's one more Water Elemental, but here comes the Demon Hunter. Level 3, oh, the Pendant of Energy, he needs to get it. yAwS get both the Priest and the Berserker. Super important, but the Priest falls right away. Awesome pick up here for WarchiefRich. Level 2 for him as well. That means evasion, more tankiness on the Demon Hunter.
And he also stole one creep there from his opponent. Only the little one though, not too much experience denied. And he also killed a Shadow Priest. So his pressure is like resulting in some damage, but it's not too much. The expansion from yAwS still comes up uncontested, but so does Rich's. So I think even though we see kind of an aggressive stance from the Night Elf, it's pretty even on both sides, you know, not too many advantages. But now he chooses the Naga. Ooh. And usually we know Warchief to be the standard late game solid player, but this is also yAwS' strength. The big armies, the big fights where you have everything available in your arsenal. So maybe now he wants to apply even more pressure. Is he perhaps pushing on tier 2? Do we have... No, it's Ancients of Lore. Yeah. There's oftentimes like Ancient of Wind strategy with archers that Night Elves like to play every now and then. He does pick the offensive hero. Of course, the alternative is the Pandaren Brewmaster. The Naga is the more offensive hero. Stronger right now, weaker in late game.
yAwS tried to pull the creeps towards the Tree of Life, but that plan failed, and he got a one footman and snared, but I think WarchiefRich will not capitalize on that. Of course, huge tech advantage for Warchief now. Nice end snare for yAwS. The Priest goes down. Dispel coming in. And no experience on the Naga yet. Is there dust for him? No, there's not.
And there's a pretty big army from the human player. Perhaps Warchief should have tried to get more priests. Those would be so strong right now against the water elementals. Of course, that one end snare was pretty unfortunate for him. He cannot lose this Tree of Life. I don't think it's going to happen, though. The Tree of Life can eat trees and get health back that way, and can also be repaired. And yeah, the army is dwindling right now for yAwS. He pulls even more creeps, trying to get them, but look at the archer pulling the creeps at the same time, not making it possible for them to attack the tree, but now they're coming in actually. Tree of Life is dropping low, but basically all the footmen have died now.
Yeah, but Warchief is losing a lot of wisps here, so his economy goes down. He saves his Tree of Life though, but he invested a lot. Mining time and 3 wisps died. Here are the Dryads. They can dispel the water elementals as well, and they can slow. So one of the most important units here at mid-game. Oh, now the Archmage has to get away. Okay, there is boots for him, but is it enough? Awesome block from the footman. Nice move for yAwS, from yAwS.
And he also, as you said correctly, I think he lost 4 wisps and also 2 archers and a Shadow Priest, but the human player also took quite a bit of damage, losing all of his mercenaries and like 3 footmen. Now, tech is already finished for yAwS.
Yeah, really
quick. This is super quick. Even though there was pressure coming from the Night Elf, it was easily dealt with just like 2 mercenaries and a few footmen. And he already has his tier 2 available to him. He needs to get production facilities up, and that's what's coming right now. Yeah. Double Arcane Sanctum and a workshop will be following shortly. And the humans will always, or at least most of the time, try to hit a timing before the Night Elf expansion has really paid off, because the human usually always has his expansion first. So the human will be hitting with a huge army, with like 70 or 80 supply. The Night Elf will not be there yet. The Night Elf, however, will have the tech advantage of tier 3, and then oftentimes it is quantity versus quality. And for the time being, yAwS is weaker. His army is inferior to that of the opponent in WarCraft 3. That results in map control going to the player with the stronger army. As you can see it here, nice deny by the way on the footman from the Archmage. But yeah, when the Night Elf finds the human has to run away because he's weaker. Otherwise, he's just gonna basically lose stuff for free. And that opens up the map for the Night Elf. He can go wherever he wants, because if he is met by the opponent, he can easily beat him and force him back.
yAwS went to the shop here, got the Scroll of Healing and an Invo Potion. It's super important because on Echo Isles, of course, there's only one shop, so only one of the players gets the heal scrolls and the Invo Potion. But WarchiefRich gets one of the most important creep camps here on Echo, the 12 o'clock position. The Ogre Magi drops a consumable item, maybe a health potion, maybe an Invo Potion. These would be the best for sure. The first bear is there, so with Adept upgrade he can rejuvenate the hero. Skull of the Beast, not the best item he can get because the Druids of the Claw have Raw already that does the same thing.
And he's solo creeping his Naga up right now, so even though he chose this aggressive hero, I think he wanted the level 1 presence of the Naga to make sure his Tree of Life absolutely will not fall, no matter what yAwS throws at him. So I think in that sense it was a good choice, but again, Panda, level 4 or level 5, is an absolute game changer. Naga is strong as well, don't get me wrong, but not quite to the same extent. Anyway.
Yeah, the big difference is the Panda can hit up to 8 units with his Breath of Fire, and the Naga can only hit 3, and yAwS will have lots and lots of units, so probably the Panda would have been better late game, but as you mentioned, it's safe route for him. Big entrance, Sea Turtle level 4 and level 2, the item Talisman of Evasion, okay for the Naga. I guess the first breakers are coming to have a blocker line against the Master Bears that are coming very, very soon. We see 2 claws of attack for the Demon Hunter. He will add the Orb of Venom later, so he will be at least plus 17 damage.
And the timing the timing push, excuse me, it's materializing. yAwS has started production. He's at 66 already compared to only the 58 of WarchiefRich, who is also having quite a bit of lumber issues actually. But bears are on their way. Now the way you play this matchup against the Master Bears are tier 3 units. They are very strong, they are melee, and they hit really hard. But what the human has is slow. So what you want to do is you want to slow all of them and you want to kite backwards. So you hit them a few times, you run back. You hit them, you run back. So that way the bears can't be just standing still and hitting all the time. And that is the weakness, of course, of the Bears.
Look at yAwS, man. He has 2 ivory towers up in his inventory. He's pulling Militia. He will tower WarchiefRich's expansion that is already scouted with a Wisp here. He builds the 2 scout towers very defensively, so he's able to fall back into that. Maybe even adding a shop later to get heal potions and mana potions. Super important. He needs a great position with the mortar teams. They are very, very squishy, easy to kill, but they do a lot of damage, especially to the Dryads, so he needs them to be placed perfectly. Narrow position for yAwS, that's also very good.
Look at the Wisp, by the way, this is unusual. I guess they want to run into all the casters and burn the mana, but this is a horrible, horrible position for Warchief. He's being funneled into this little choke point, and his Bears, look at them, they're just standing behind, they can't get through. Wisps now running in, many detonates. There was 6 Wisps, invul already used on the Demon Hunter. After that, he will need to be careful. Second Fork Lightning hitting pretty well. Bears finally reaching the front line, but it just seems like the Nile doesn't have enough to fight this back.
Next Bear is down, the mortar team is still safe. 2 towers down, but the Demon Hunter is in problems. Maybe he has to pull a down portal. He has, but he will portal to the expansion, of course, resetting the fight. One more Dryad, safe with the rejuvenation. Amazing save from WarchiefRich here. yAwS is trying to crawl forward with the towers. He needs another great position. This will be a little easier for the Night Elf. Still 5 Bears on the line, but they are easily picked up here thanks to the slow of everything. Demon Hunter goes in again with the Orb of Venom this time. Lots of damage coming into him. There's nothing to save the Demon Hunter. Heals grow for now, but that's it.
And yeah, now yAwS that is the slow I was talking about, and the numbers are just getting so high for him right now. We have a level up for the Demon Hunter, but it's only 2 Bears standing in the front, and the back line.
No chance anymore. The German takes the first map here on Echo Isles, and he is 1 map away of being crowned the champion of Europe.
That game really, it looked almost too easy. He had his game plan. He went for, well, safe creeping against the Demon Hunter aggression, and then kind of an early expansion, and it wasn't really disrupted. So, and then you know that just a timing push that is very standard, and it just worked beautifully.
Yeah.
And it seemed like Rich didn't have the answer. He did get a fairly quick expansion, but he didn't get the greedy, like really greedy blind expansion that you were referring to, which he oftentimes gets. And just at work, it seems like the middle of the road approach from the Night Elf wasn't right. Either commit harder to pressure or harder to greed.
Yeah.
Like the middle way just didn't work.
I think so too. We talked about this. yAwS once again playing with the camera. WarchiefRich, known as the robot of European Warcraft, he always plays the same. Now he tried to switch something up, failed. Next map is going to be Turtle Rock, and it's all about the positions here, because there can be a close position, and with a human you can easily pressure the main base very early on with Militia and lots of footmen.
Yeah, we saw that yesterday already from yAwS, this close position Echo Isles pressure, and he played it very, very well. He won that game, by the way, against his opponent, which was Rich. So yeah, that's definitely one thing he will be looking out for, and Rich, of course, hoping not to get that close position. And we're on Turtle Rock. We're starting the game right now. 1 map away for the German to get the biggest international, well, prestige Germany has basically ever received. yAwS, he's got the opportunity.
Oh, and it is close position, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be so interesting. Probably a very short match, but we will see. We are a little quiet right now, so the players don't hear us. In the lower left, we see yAwS as the blue human once again. Right next to him is WarchiefRich as the red and Night Elf. And yeah, he's against the ropes right now. He needs to win this map, and it's going to be so hard. yAwS will come in with wave after wave after wave of militias, footmen, everything to try to tear down the Tree of Life.
And the Demon Hunter will be the key to fending this off. He needs a lot of experience early on, and ideally he wants good items. He needs level 2 and in best case scenario even level 3, but what we can assume is going to be a lot of pressure from the German human player. He tries to get the Ancient of War killed immediately by the creeps, but doesn't work, loses his peasant instead. So that's kind of a good start for the Night Elf, but still, even with this first little bit of an attempt failing, I'm pretty damn sure it's going to be pressure.
Yeah, of course. Demon Hunter, the first hero here. On the other side, we see the Archmage. Nothing specific, nothing special about that. Barracks is gone. Of course, now both players know what's going on. Warchief didn't scout at all, but since the peasant appeared that early, he knows exactly that there is close position.
Yeah, and as we said, these guys played yesterday already, and it was the same map, and in fact, it was the exact same positions. Warchief was to the right, and yAwS was to the bottom left here. And yeah, yAwS won that game, and I think Rich should, well, ideally, he should now know how to deal with this. But then again, yAwS is an excellent player, and if you slip up, if you make one mistake against the pressure that is surely to come, it can cost you. But then again, if Warchief over-defends, maybe yAwS is going to change it up and try to expand or tech greedily, I don't know. But yeah, then again, pressure is the most likely thing to happen. And look at this, the Demon are not even creeping.
Always walking right over to contest this creeping here. yAwS going very fast for the Giant Sea Turtle to get the item. It is a Mantle of Intelligence, awesome for him. More damage, more mana, everything, but he doesn't get... Oh, he got all the creeps. Very nice last hits here from the German. And WarchiefRich didn't accomplish anything with this, and now he's down to only 40 XP.
But at least he got the Water Elemental that will get him closer to level 2, and he has information on his opponent, and because he doesn't creep with the Ancient of War, he will have more time to produce archers, and that will result in a stronger defense, should a push be coming.
Little ring around the rosy here. Game, of course, no one wants to make an early mistake to fall back in units.
We also have the fourth supply, the fourth Moonwell already going up for Warchief. That will give him the possibility to get up to 50, but of course, mainly they are there for healing. And yAwS pulling Militia, maybe wanting to kind of fool his opponent into thinking he's going to run right over, but he's of course not doing it, he's teching instead.
Yeah, interesting approach, so he's not going for an early tower rush or early Militia push or something. Oh, maybe he's doing that now with the attack.
Look at Rich, how scared he is. He's getting a shop as well. He's still not teching. The Ancient of War is uprooted. It's not going to be able to creep with it. He is so afraid of the German running in. And yeah, the mind games are absolutely in favor of yAwS right now. He is getting the better trade. And look at the confidence on him. He's actually stealing his opponent's creeps.
And another Goddess of August strength, but I think, no, the Demon Hunter didn't get it yet. Right now, level 2 for him, Brilliance Aura. So important. Surround again on the Demon Hunter. It is close. Is he able to maintain it? I don't think so, but no, barely escaped. But now he's down to 38 hit points. He needs a lot of mana juice from the Moonwells to get him back up.
But remember, he has 4 Moonwells, so that should not be the biggest of deals.
No mana points spent. So that's good for his regeneration.
But now he might get hunted down. He needs to be careful with his Demon Hunter here. Footman scouting again. Excellent from yAwS. And I think he will have to TP here. It's going to be close. One more Fireball could finish off the job, but he gets away.
Boots of Speed saving him. But only now Warchief is teching. He knows what his opponent is up to. But look, this tech advantage is so huge. And we see the first Blacksmith. So this will be a rifle push.
Yeah, and with the Naga coming second, of course, Naga, you get her from the tavern. You don't have to wait for her upon reaching tier 2 to get out of the altar. This is gonna be, could be pretty damn painful. And I think Rich has absolutely fallen into the trap, has absolutely started to over-defend this. Again, he's trying to go for some turtles. I think he got that last hit actually of the big one.
Yeah.
And as I said, he needs level 2 desperately, and keeping the AM from level 3, keeping the AM away from level 3 is also a very good benefit as well.
Yeah, and he got the Mantle of Intelligence. That would have been 3 more damage for the Archmage and a few more mana points. Ooh, maybe.
By the way, Archmage has no boots. He may have to TP here, but the Footman can of course be blocking. But even if the Archmage doesn't have to TP, getting him low is very good already. yAwS doesn't really want to waste the time on the shop and the healing and stuff, because now he is tier 2. Oh, Archmage, does he have the boots himself? No, he doesn't. Ooh, taking even more damage.
All the time. He's blocking himself all the time. 28 points. But now, finally, the Footmen are able to block the Demon Hunter. But with the boots, Archmage still needs to be careful. Is there a shop for him? Oh, just barely finishing.
That should be up in time. But he, again, boots versus no boots. 1 hit and 1 mana burn will be his death. Mana burn is not enough.
Points. Oh my god, but he's not able to get to the shop. It's too close. He down portals. But is the Demon Hunter able to get the last hit here?
Oh my god!
He's just running around. He gets the potion, saving his first hero.
Rich had to anticipate where the Archmage was gonna be. And that mind game again was won by yAwS, but he's still clicking on him. There's cooldown on the potion, there's no TP. Well, there's no TP. Potion cooldown, he actually gets the kill.
But he town portals out, he was surrounded, so WarchiefRich, the early game was not that good for him, I think, but this move, absolutely huge. The first hero down for 70 seconds, and that, of course, closes the timing window that he wanted to use right now with the first Rifleman, with the Naga probably second.
Yeah, now this tech advantage has all of a sudden become irrelevant. Yeah. It doesn't matter anymore. And Rich, look at the confidence. Panda, he knows, all right, you can't do Jack squad right now. I got this mid-game safe. Let's go too late. I get my high-level heroes, and then let's fight.
And the first step of preservation for the Demon Hunter, so he's able to get his injured units out with a teleporter, so to say. yAwS going for the Naga Sea Witch, trying to keep her up. But yeah, the Panda is only strong when he reaches level 3. He's going for that big creep spot here now. Maybe a pendant of energy for him. Everything is low, very fast creeping by Warchief. In the meantime, yAwS is getting only a very small spot. So Warchief is taking advantage of the situation right now.
Yeah, because Archmage is dead with no water elementals being there. You can't really creep too offensively because everything will be dying kind of.
Oh, he gets the pendant.
Oh, that's the perfect item. Pendant and Mantle on the Panda. 420 mana on level 1. He found a tome as well, so now we're up to 450.
And do you remember the games against Hail of Anger yesterday? The Panda was such a beast with 2 pendants of energy and whatnot. I think a Rob of the Maggie was also involved.
Yeah, that was a crazy fight. Both heroes hitting level 6 pretty much in a matter of seconds. And again, Rich, like, it's looking good for him. But look at yAwS. I think, like, do you think he can go late game anymore? Archmage just barely level 2, he has a Naga, he has no real possibility of going for an expansion.
Yeah, it's really hard for a human to fight a Night Elf without an expansion because you need a lot of breakers, a lot of casters, mortar teams as well. You need the workshop for that. A lot of resources have to be invested into that, and now he's only fighting with Riflemen instead of mortar teams and only 1 Arcane Sanctum, I guess. It's gonna be very, very hard, but definitely Turtle Rock the worst map in these 3.
Yeah, I would agree with this, like Turtle Rock being the worst for a human player. Even though he had close positions, but that Archmage kill was just so huge. Also, Pen of Energy for the human player is good, but not as amazing as it is for the Panda. And Warchief, like, he was looking very confident with a Panda pick, but he's still being, you know, he's still a little bit afraid. He has 2 Ancients of War in his base. He ran back his entire army because 1 footman was harassing him. Now he's creeping right outside his base, so he is still respecting the German.
Yeah, it's always possible that yAwS comes over with a few towers, but without a level 3 Archmage, it's definitely impossible to deal with the Giants. Going for the creep now, the Naga as well leveled, got the first claw, that's also very good for her, and Scroll of the Beast. I think with Rifleman the scroll is not that bad.
I think it's good because there won't be enough Dryads to dispel all the roar and all the water elementals. Because of course he needs a lot of bears. Dryads will be in the Night Elf army, yes, but most likely not too many of them.
Yeah, 2 right now. The Panda got himself a big potion of healing. Very, very good.
Very good. Like the item drops for Warchief are phenomenal this game, but now push is coming in. Panda not level 3 just yet, but not too far away either.
Yeah, no towers here for yAwS, no militia so far. He's not pulling the police, but he gets the Ancient of War. That would be good. A huge wood shield. Demon Hunter under pressure, but there's a potion and of course the Moonwells. Good position here for Warchief, I might say. There's
I'm surprised he doesn't snipe the water elemental. Every bit of experience would be so valuable for his Panda right now.
Yeah, and yAwS realizes Warchief is prepared. I can't accomplish anything here.
But this is a very good position. This is a very narrow choke once more. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire hitting pretty well, but it's only level 2 breath, so not that neck-breaking. Bears have no Master upgrade just yet, but Warchief is going in regardless. Now they have Master, Reju again, and here comes the Roar, and here comes the Morph. Ooh. Next Breath of Fire hitting nicely, he gets more Footmen. One of the other Naga in a bad position, very far up front, needs to be careful, he's being slowed, he's being attacked. Maybe a Drunken Haze to follow it up, he still has so much mana. And despite this being a choke and their Militia coming in, also the Scroll of the Beast being used for the human now. Bear, first one being saved. Remember, level 3 Panda is now here, but Warchief retreats, not wanting to commit too hard here.
Yeah, yAwS saved himself. Therefore
nice
now
deny.
Amazing deny by Warchief. Denying that experience is so important here. You don't want the Archmage to be level 3, you don't want the Naga to be level 3, because Fork Lightning and Frost Arrow get so good at level 2, and of course the Water Elementals. But risky creeping by yAwS now, but it will pay off, I guess. Dual level 3. Oh, he needs that turtle, and that's gonna take a while.
And he's running back right now, and he probably wants to finish it off with a Breath of Fire once it's low. Demon Hunter in again. He could use some rejuvenation, but he lost one bear. And it seems like no new ones are going to be coming. Well, one will be coming in a bit. He doesn't want to break just yet. He doesn't want to go above 50. I think that could be a possibility for the Night Elf here, because even if he starts losing gold, he just needs to hold this. Like, hold on, hold on, hold on. At some point you will be stronger, most likely.
Yeah, without an expansion it's impossible. Who gets the experience? It is the human player, and I think the item went to the Night Elf. Oh, no.
It was Boots of Speed for the Archmage.
Okay.
Oh, the Panda. He just used his staff. Panda is being focused, but he has a potion of healing. Shouldn't be really in any big kind of trouble.
But yAwS definitely won this creep camp.
Yeah, but still, the question yAwS might be asking himself, do I still commit to pressure? He's looking strong. Do I still try to go for it? And if I don't, do I have a chance in the late game? It's not sure. Like why this is so bad, riflemen, they are small units, they clump up a lot and they don't have too many hit points. And when the Panda is level 5, he walks in there and there is no bolt from a Mountain King, so he's pretty free to move around. And he uses Drunken Hate's Breath of Fire when being level 5 against the rifleman. That is just so much damage, and of course you can use heal scrolls against that, but with the inventory of the Panda, he's gonna have so many breaths. So late game definitely favoring the Night Elf here, and yAwS perhaps now realizing this, going on the offensive again.
Medallion of Courage, good item for the Panda, +4 intelligence and +4 strength, so more HP, even more mana, 555 mana points. But yAwS is coming in again. I think he smelled it that his opponent is far away from his base. Maybe he can snipe a production building and slow down your opponent. He's up at 48 food, his opponent at 55. But the damage is good.
Actually, Warchief coming in from the top is very good. yAwS may be expecting his opponent to be coming from the south, but he's coming from the north.
There's no town portal for yAwS, but 2 heal scrolls.
Alright, here we go. First World Elemental being dispelled. Panda positioning himself. And Breath of Fire. Drunken Haze hitting a lot of stuff. 3 bears in the front, not being focused too well right now. Swallow of Healing has been used by yAwS. The first one. Demon Hunter uses the Greater Healing Potion. Retreats for a moment. The backline of Rich is still standing strong in the bears. Next Breath of Fire hitting very hard. The bears are taking care of the riflemen and the breakers. And now everything is all over the place. Bears in the middle of the entire human army. Staff saving once more.
Yeah, I think yAwS would need to reset the fight here, but there's no town portal, nothing. He's still doing okay, I guess. There is another heal potion for him, the Demon Hunter, no pressure on him. I think one rifleman dies after another. Man, the Engine of War does so much damage here. He doesn't take a chance in this fight, and we have the equalizer 1-1. So, the biggest tournament in 5 years of Warcraft will be decided on one map, and it's gonna be Twisted Meadows, man. How many big tournaments have been decided on Twisted Meadows? We immediately think of Sky versus Creolopus, WCG finals. Everybody knows this game, I guess. So this might happen again. History repeating here?
And yeah, Twisted Meadows, the biggest map in our map pool. It may just be a huge epic. We don't want to overhype it just yet. But yeah, everything's on the line here. $1,000 for one single map.
Yeah, $1,000 more.
1,000 euros, by the way.
Yeah,
I keep saying dollars, excuse me.
The winner goes home with 4,000 euros. The loser will still be a happy man, I guess, with 3K.
But this is not just about the money. This is about the prestige. This is the European Championship. The best players in Europe, all of them, have been competing to make it here, to make it to Gamescom, and to ultimately make it to China. And this is the best European players facing off right now, and this is the deciding map. Who wins this becomes a champion. Whoever wins this becomes the king of Europe.
So, ladies and gentlemen, at Gamescom, one last time here for Warcraft 3. In the upper left of Twisted Meadows, from the UK, 22 years old, WarchiefRich.
And starting to the top left, the German home field advantage. It is yAwS!
He could become the first German player who wins an international big title here at Warcraft 3. But almost the same goes for Warchief. There was a guy called Tillerman back in 2003 in the UK who actually won the first Warcraft tournament of all time. But after that, no British guy was able to accomplish anything. So the winner of this map will be the pride of his country.
Absolutely. And it will be the pride of Warcraft until we meet again in Yinchuan, China in December.
the biggest Warcraft tournament of all time with $200,000 on the line.
Oh, dude, check it.
Oh, what?
This never happens. This never happens. Of course, Night Elves do this sometimes, but WarchiefRich never does this. Some people call him the robot because he always plays the same style. Always the solid, standard Bears and Demon Hunter and Panda most of the time, and sometimes Naga. But Warden first, never from the Brit. Warden is a very explosive hero. Warden is a very dangerous hero. She can win games single-handedly, but if you miss controller against a good player, you just get wrecked.
That's right. I think I know Warchief for almost 2 years now, and I've never seen him in a competitive map or game that he plays the Warden. We were at a restaurant yesterday with yAwS and with Warchief, and they were talking about China, and yAwS said to Warchief that, okay, if you want to have a chance in China, you need to change up your game a little bit, and that's exactly what Warchief is doing right now.
So he is taking the advice from his adversary, basically, and he's using it against him. Is it gonna work, though? I'm entirely sure yAwS does not expect this. Not at all. And he's not going for the greedy creep camp, by the way, not for the Goblin Laboratory.
Usually the human would go here to the laboratory to creep the spot with Militia. That would mean level 2.5 for him in the big item. But he's going the safe route, I guess. Or is he preparing something? No, there's no lumber mill, nothing. So no tower rush like we saw on the group stages.
The Warden has been scouted by now. Footman was in the opponent's base. Has been shadow struck and will find his death here against the first hero against the Warden. That will grant her level 2.
Yeah, what a block by this Wisp, but yeah. One more hit. Oh no. Oh, well, she's fast enough. Shadow strike, level 2 on the Warden. So she has blinked now. She can escape from the surroundings.
But I know a lot of Night Elf players also like to go for the Shadow Strike and Fan of Knives build. Yeah. It's very dangerous because the Warden is pretty damn squishy if she doesn't have that blink escape possibility. But if you do manage to keep her alive, the magical damage coming out from her is just insane once she hits like level 5.
Yeah, yAwS is doing some kind of evasion creeping here, only going for the small green ones.
And yAwS is going for the expansion right now.
Okay.
We have 2 archers here and a Warden level 2.
Immediately
and a 3rd archer as well. This could hurt really bad for the German. He needs to do this perfectly. Probably put 2 or 3 footmen on the Warden so she's always pressured. Otherwise, the Night Elf will just be able to snipe too much. That's what I'm assuming anyways. Let's see how this unfolds. Yeah. Creep camp is starting to begin. Maybe she's gonna try to go for some last hits with the Shadow Strike. Let's keep an eye on her mana bar. No, she's going for the footman right away.
And the important one here, the Ogre Magi. yAwS needs the experience to get to level 3. Of course, Warchief wants to deny that. Let's see Ogre Magi. Oh, the Warden steals it. Gets the item as well. Plus 5 armor for her. But now she's surrounded. Let's see if she has blinked. No, yAwS gives up the surroundings here. But the Warden took a lot of damage. Needs to retreat.
She could Shadow Melt, by the way. There's no dust for the human. And there's no laboratory reveal possible because he didn't creep it. And he's going to go for another peasant kill. Archers are retreating, not trying to go for some pressure simultaneously. And we already have the counter expansion for WarchiefRich. So again, it's kind of like on Echo. He goes for pressure, but at the same time has a backup plan.
Yeah, I think the expansion will come through. He has the first tower up. Warchief is preparing a big creep camp here with the Engine of War. Sneaky stuff, to be honest. It's then very easy to creep this big spot with the archers and the Warden only. That would otherwise mean you lose a lot of hit points. And the Archmage not level 3, man. That was the key, I guess, for yAwS. Now he has to be so passive. There's no easy camp nearby. And he needs to stay close to his expansion.
And yAwS, he oftentimes likes to go for the Wisp Harass. Like, for example, you could get a Staff of Teleportation. If you're level 3, you head into the main, you get a Water Elemental, and you start hitting Wisps. Then the Warden is going to come back and hunt you down, and then you can staff out. Or the Warden is going to attack your expansion, then you can also staff there to defend. But because of this not reaching of level 3, it's actually so big. The level 1 Water Elementals are just total crap compared to the level 2 ones. And the Warden, man, she's having a beautiful game. She's not finding very good items, to be honest. But the experience is rolling in. By the way, yAwS again scouting the Expo, but this time it's definitely too late to be able to cancel that.
Panda and Brewmaster this time, the hero of choice for Warchief. Of course, his Breath of Fire is not only good against low against units with a few HP, but also against towers.
And speaking of towers, not a single one up at the expansion. I think the Night Elf will be able to kill everything at the expo, but then he will have to TP back to his own expo to make sure it doesn't die. And then in the end it's going to be a TP trade. That's at least what it's starting to look like. Oh, level 3 actually now for the Archmage. Not detonating that one wisp. Big mistake from Warchief, giving the Archmage important level up. And he goes for the main actually instead of the natural.
Yeah, yAwS is buying some time here, sending militias in. But good timing here, delaying the Entrance of Lore. Is he able to kill it? I don't think it's enough time. No, he pulls the Town Portal a little too early, but very aggressive Town Portal from him.
And we already has the Scroll of the Beast used on the Night Elf, so he is very strong, but he doesn't want to run into that single Arcane Tower, I guess. Which I'm surprised about. This is just 5 footmen.
Scroll of the Beast being used. Scroll of the Beast being used, next Breath of Fire coming in, but there's only one more. No mana as well on the Warden. So if yAwS pulls this off perfectly, yeah, WarchiefRich has no chance to break this.
And he has more towers coming up, but they could be easily cancelled with all these ranged units for the Night Elf. But remember, he's just buying time. But at the same time, the Tree of Life... Oh my god, he's towering the Tree of Life in the bottom actually, as all of this is happening.
Wow.
And now the Night Elf is TPing back, seeing this. So these few towers actually gave yAwS the relief of pressure that he wanted. And now, of course, the Night Elf will be able to take his own expansion, but also yAwS is safe.
Yeah, yAwS is safe, and the Panda is not level 3, only a very few XP for him, so he needs to step up his creeping game right now. But I think yAwS is going for the aggressive attacking. Oh, just started the tag, and of course Warchief is at tier 2 already, starting to produce Dryads to be able to dispel the Water Elementals. Again, a Ring of Protection for Warchief. He's not lucky at all.
On Turtle Rock he found all the best items. On Twisted, so far definitely not. And compare this tech to Echo Isles. yAwS was so much faster on Echo Isles, so the timing is going to be delayed significantly.
Yeah, and in games like this, every little advantage can bring you 1,000 euros more than your opponent in the end. You don't want to make any small mistakes. yAwS now going for the safe route, more towers everywhere. Shop, blacksmith, everything he needs for the late game. But WarchiefRich is constantly scouting if there's something fancy coming.
And again, this is like it was on Echo Isles. At the moment, the human is weak. So Night Elf has all the map control. And we can see the Warden roaming around, just trying to look for his opponent. And if he goes for any big creep camps, he's going to take a lot of damage from the Warden herself. Just only the Warden. And if the Night Elf arrives, the human has to TP out. And yeah, it's basically a contain at the moment. Very well done by WarchiefRich. He's been doing it with the Demon Hunter for most of the time, but now with the Warden he feels he can perhaps apply even more pressure in the mid-game.
Boots of Kel'Thuzad found by Warchief, a good item for the Warden, more damage for her. Yeah, keeps it here, and the boots for the Panda as well, because he will be slowed very early on. Archmage going for the Harass, Engine of Wind coming for Warchief already for the Fury Dragons. It's a good counter against casters.
Huh. It's very interesting. This may also just be for one Hippogriff against Zeppelin harassment.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Because usually you start with way later. Yeah, there's one Hippogriff. So I think he's expecting Zeppelin harass. Because yAwS, as I said, no map control. He has to buy time, he has to harass, disrupt the opponent economy. But again, it's like against HLA. This is Twisted Meadows. This is a huge map. If this game drags out and Warchief continues creeping, which he's most likely going to do, the Panda will be level 5. And we said it before, Panda level 5 is a game changer. And I don't think yAwS wants to face that, even though he thinks he's exceptional at late game scenario, which I think is true. The Panda level 5 is just such a beast. Finding, by the way, Periapt of Vitality, that's a pretty good one.
That's right. Oh, yAwS going for the castle tag right away. So no mass casters more to teams, probably.
I think this is the right choice.
Yeah.
I don't think he can hit a deadly timing here. And this is Twisted Meadows. This sometimes turns into a crazy long macro game. We were kind of hinting at it to start the game. Like it could be a long epic is what I was saying. And yeah, it looks to be unfolding that way. We may be able to see a few tanks, a few bears, a few Ancients of War, and Druids of the Talon, and Griffins, and lots of stuff all over the place. It's going to be hard on you, my friend, because you're going to have to observe everything.
Yeah, But the Miu item drops here for WarchiefRich, Scourge Bone Chimes and the Tome of Experience, a level 4.25 for him. Archmage going for the harass, cancelling that Moonwell, but since the expansion is safe, everything is safe. Not that big of a deal. Warchief hires a Shredder, no Zeppelin on either side.
And I'm expecting new expansions to come as both players realize this is going to be going into the late game. Because Warchief already scouted the tier 3 double workshop with his one hippogriff. Now the interesting thing is what is going to come out of these.
Yeah, probably gyrocopters or tanks.
We'll see. We'll see.
But against a well-leveled panda, the gyrocopters may not be the smartest choice.
Now we have a second hero, MK. And just compare the second heroes. Almost level 5 panda. And the MK has 0 XP. Nothing.
Yeah, of course, there's this laboratory to creep for him. There's, I don't know, some small null spots and the big red ones.
And look at the Warchief's decision. Many Night Elves would right now keep on creeping until the panda's level 5, but Warchief is smarter than this. He knows, alright, your MK is there, you want to creep him, huh? Nuh-uh. We're not doing that. I'm applying pressure right now, you will not have the space to creep your MK up.
And in the meantime, he's building his second expansion in the upper left.
Yeah, he's going for the ultra late game, if it should come to that. But for now, he's attacking the main base. But this is tier 3 human with level 2 masonry, with towers, so getting in there, not too easy. He falls back. He's most likely trying to find the human right now, but he doesn't have the info exactly where he is at the moment.
Yeah, this might be level 2 for the Mountain King soon. What item does he get? Ruined Bracers. It's okay against the Naga, against the Warden, I guess. But the expansion needs to be scouted, and here we are, tanks. And the Paladin third hero.
Yeah, tanks coming, mostly to relieve pressure from yAwS. He wants to force his opponent back, force the panda back, and have space for his MK to keep on creeping. By the way, the two armies right now so close to each other, but because it's night, he's actually not seeing it. Then again, he has ultra vision, so Warchief might be able to see him in a sec, but Panda will be hitting level 5 here, and we will see the crazy Breath of Fire.
Breath of Fire level 5, and also the ultimate of the Panda is one of the strongest in the game. Earth, Storm and Fire, the split as you call it in Dota. Now the Warden trying to get to the Archmage. There's no boots on the Archmage, but his staff. Is he able to pull enough damage on him? Nope. Staffing out right to this expansion here to get to the shop to heal up again. There's a Staff of Sanctuary right now to staff out the damaged units and a big Invu potion. Now the expansion is scouted by Militia. Oh, the Paladin in a bad situation. I don't think he can come... he can escape from that. Panda Brewmaster, Breath of Fire, down he goes. Level 4 on the Warden, Invu potion. Yeah, and at the Warden. But
it's only level 1.
It's only level 1, but it's more than 100 gold in 30 seconds that he lost there.
And yeah, now we see tanks leaving, and Warchief saw that immediately. He's probably going to get a Staff of Teleportation on his Panda because that hero is so amazingly good at dealing with tanks. Something we didn't really say. Breath of Fire, best spell in the game at dealing with tanks because it's basically the only AoE spell that works against it. Also Shockwave, but nobody plays it against Orc. So you really want to have the Panda in position to defend against the tanks.
Warchief is preparing. Look at the main base. Engine of Wars everywhere to stop down or slow down the siege engines.
And also one Druid of the Talon. That's a caster who can apply Fairy Fire that lowers the armor of of the tanks. And that will be their main purpose.
Knights coming in as well. yAwS up at 70 food, and he had to uproot the Tree of Life here, so yAwS bought some time.
The Warden, though, she knows what's up. She knows the tanks are only there to distract, to buy time for the human to be able to creep, and he's coming in now. I don't know if the Warden can go in here too, you know, recklessly. The Bolt may be level 1, but there's also Griffins and Knights and stuff. He's blinking in, Shadow Strike immediately onto the Archmage. Tome of Experience, by the way, very nice drop. Paladin coming in as well. He's going to have to use a Holy Light pretty soon, otherwise that AM is going to die actually using the greater invulnerability potion. I'm surprised he chooses to use that already.
Yeah, great harass for the Warden, but the Knights with 1-0 upgrades and the Griffins with 1-0 upgrades, they will do tremendous damage. Here comes the Shredder, especially to bears.
Oh, but the Knight is running in. The human can't fight this, not in a million years. He needs Zeppelin. There we go. He's going to load up into it. Oh, is it actually going to fall? Takes a lot of damage, but he can still get the Shredder. But that's dangerous. That's really dangerous because of Breath of Fire. No, he saves him with a staff.
Beautiful.
Well done.
Absolutely beautiful save here. More tanks coming. So he needs some more time. Another upgrade here for the tanks. They will be 3-0 then. But
look at the Agents of War and the first expansion of Warchief. Just they're hugging each other. Probably they just killed a tank there. Maybe it was a tank around. Sorry if you missed that. And yeah, this is going to go into the late game. In fact, the human player is up in supply, 73 against 64, but still he cannot fight. The Panda is just too strong at the moment. Where is the human's army? I can't find it right now. It's probably trying to creep somewhere. It's still in the main. Okay. He wants to get level 3 Paladin, level 3 MK, and only then actually can he really start to fight. And yeah, the tanks, they are still buying time.
Yeah, look how much trouble 2 tanks alone can do. Warchief needs to invest so much time and so much resources here to protect his expansion, but of course he has the economical advantage. 3 running gold mines for him, only 2 for the German, for yAwS. And now he's going for the red spot with very towers and more militias. So maybe a second expansion.
He definitely needs a second expansion. He can't win this on just this one expansion. This will also give the MK level 3 and might drop an amazing item.
Scouted right away once again.
Oh, Pendant of Mana, beautiful. Oh, best drop he can get there. If he puts it on the MK, it's going to be hammer time for days. Now he has level 3 MK. Is that strong enough to fight this? I definitely don't think so. Hippogriffs coming in. Also, first Shadow Strike onto the Griffin Rider. Probably has to get staffed in a second here. There we go, staff saving the Hippo. yAwS not making any mistakes, but despite this, doesn't seem like he's strong enough at the moment to fight it off.
No, definitely not. 77 food. There's still 1000k on the bank of yAwS. Oh, he's splitting the heroes. Mountain King. Miss Micro here, I think. Will he get away? Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. He's blocking with an Ivory Tower, and he swaps the Town Portal to save his second hero.
So he will not take too many losses. I think 1 Griffin and 1 TP is everything he gave up there.
But no expansion for him. He had to cancel this plans.
Exactly. He wasn't able to get it up at the red spot there.
What an intense, what a close match. What yAwS trying to tear down this expansion now. There are lots of Engines of War, but the Night Elf is so far away. Is it enough time? No repair anymore, but the tank is dead. So not enough damage for him. Maybe
no TP for the human. No TP and only level 1 Holy Light. This Archmage is in so much trouble. Holy Light has already been used. Maybe he needs to transfer the Staff of Sanctuary. He's being blocked by the Panda. Very well done. Where's the Shadow Strike? I don't see it. Maybe now onto the MK. Nope, he wants the Paladin instead. We have Divine Shield and the Throne actually not closed.
Great escape from yAwS. Not much lost here. More tanks again. Investing so much into this.
He still wants to get...
Now he's attacking here in the upper left, the lower left.
Yeah. And of course, why Night Elves build so many Ancients of War to deal with this is because they cost no supply. So you don't have to pull parts of your strong army away to always be able to deal with the tanks. You can just build those Ancients of War and they deal with them after a little while. But still, this costs a lot of resources for Warchief to defend over and over and over. And he finds the peasants that are trying to go for the Expo. 1 Breath of Fire, everything is basically already dead. And by the way, look at the experience bar on the Panda.
Oh boy, he's getting closer and closer to level 6. Earth, Storm and Fire coming in. What is yAwS doing? Okay, now he's attacking the main base, but I think the Tree of Eternity with 2k gold just enough to survive here. But he's harassing everywhere, man. I really like this yAwS play.
Exactly, he's harassing in the main and at the expansion. That's exactly the way he needs to do this. He can't win a head-on fight, so he needs to get small advantages over time, here and there. And the Knights, of course, now a little bit out of position, but he has staff, probably 2 by now. Yeah, 2 staffs and a Holy Light, so he doesn't lose anything. And this is the big strength of human late game, when they have triple staff and they barely use any units, and you keep trading with them, but the staff just makes such a huge difference that in the end, oftentimes humans will have the stronger economy, but Night Elf still has by far the better heroes.
And he's planning a 3rd expansion in the upper right. Whew, this is so close, man. The army of Warchief does not look that strong. Of course, he invested so much gold into Engine of Wars. yAwS still here on 1,700 gold. He's building an Arcane Sanctum now. Probably, I don't know, for priests, master priests.
Tough to say. Could even be like invisible water teams or some sneaky stuff. We'll see. He will find the expansion here in a second, maybe. Hippogriffs patrolling around the map. And again, tanks leaving the main. But the heroes won't have to deal with this. The Ancients of War should be strong enough. And now he finds the Tree of Life, but he can't cancel it. The Night Elf can always TP to it, and then the human will have to run away. But he's pretty close. He's running in here. Do we have a TP for the human? Yes, we do. Also, Hippogriffs catching up. One is vulnerable to a bolt, but doesn't try to go for it.
In the meantime, more tanks coming to the main base, trying to tear down the production buildings now, I guess, and the shop. So no potions and whatever there's else. But yeah, there is a mana potion on the Panda, so everything is fine. The Warden's still not level 5 though, so it took him a long time that he killed the last thing. The tanks don't give much XP, to be honest.
Yeah, especially if they get last hit by Ancient of War, they don't give any XP.
Yeah, right.
And yeah, the humans' late game plan here was to get the red creep camp in the top, in the top right, expand there, and then have a huge 100 supply army at some point with gigantic economy behind it. But Warchief didn't allow that to happen, and now he's expanding there himself. And even though yAwS is getting time, he's buying a lot of time for himself, he still needs to get his heroes up, and he still only has level 2 Paladin.
And
I don't know that this is good enough.
He's down to 60 food and he has 2,000 gold and 3,000 woodmen. I don't know why he's banking for anything.
I mean, he doesn't want to really fight right now, so he doesn't need to have an army right at this second.
Yeah, but the clock is ticking against him, I guess.
Yeah, he needs another expansion. I don't think he can win this game with one fight.
No.
But Rich is doing it perfectly. Rich is not giving him any space. He's not going to creep anymore. He's just running between his expansion up here and his opponent's expansion, basically, and not letting him expand at all himself. This is very tough for the German player. He will have to come up with something special to win this.
Yeah, this is not the kind of game that you play every day. You need to adapt on the fly here. We know yAwS is very great at that. Warchief usually isn't. But on this map so far, everything looks good for him. Everything's safe. The main gold mines will remain for a bit. But no, yAwS's main gold mine is down. And Warchief still has 2k in it.
Wow. I guess we missed something there. Maybe it was only like three wisps in there for the longest time.
Yeah, maybe he saved them for later.
I don't know, perhaps it was intentional, but usually it really isn't. And this one stuck knight by yAwS, by the way, this is so annoying. He tried to get it out by killing a tower, it wasn't enough, now he has to get rid of the lumber mill. But that building is basically useless now anyways.
Yeah. Okay, and yAwS is now producing 88 food, everything is pumping here.
But it's going to be a lot of tanks and army.
Yeah.
And the tanks can't really help in the fight, in the actual fight of army versus army. But then again, late game human is strong. Is it going to be strong enough, though, to deal with a level 5 Panda, who's only 126 experience away from level 6, by the way?
Do you know if the tanks have the barrage upgrade already? That would be good against the hippos.
No. Yes, they do, actually. Yes, they do.
It's a great anti-air edition then.
So in fact they will be able to do some stuff, but he only has 4 griffins. That is his main source of damage output in addition to the bolt. So I don't know. But Warchief is being careful.
Yeah, he's building another expansion here. 1, 2, 3, 4 expansions up soon.
He's gonna buy some stuff at the shop. Of course he has a lot of money with all those gold mines he has. He still has 4 running gold mines, remember. This is so much income. So if they just trade here, it's great for Rich. It's 4 gold mines versus 1. yAwS has to take a incredibly convincing victory here to even out this game, but he's retreating for now.
Only 1-0 upgrades on the units of yAwS. It's 3-0 on Warchief. These hippogriffs will do so much damage with raw, and 3-1 now even. So the armor is boosted as well.
And now yAwS trying to make his way to his opponent's main. I guess this is an opportunity, kill the altar, kill the hero, something, I don't know. Here we go, flank coming from the side from Mr. Richard Stoddard. There's one ivory tower here, and here we see the rocket barrage, or the barrage upgrade from the siege engines, not something we witness every day. But yAwS, he thinks he's too weak, he can't fight this.
He can't fight this, man. 87 food versus 86 versus 80. So close. I think there are just too many hippogriffs right now for yAwS to fight.
I think this might be the fight. yAwS knows he has to commit. He can't drag this out for much longer. First Breath of Fire hitting nicely onto 4 tanks.
One fight for the crown of Europe.
This might just decide it, people. Here we go. Hippos running in, but retreating. Both players paying respect to each other, not wanting to overextend at all.
Everyone wants the perfect position for his army to get there.
And now WarchiefRich is going into high upkeep himself. 93 supply and all the Agents of War. Look at him. They're going to sandwich the human after some time. And now, maybe we have the committal. Next Breath of Fire hitting nicely, but the tanks also doing quite a bit of damage. But it's so many hippos. They're running down the Griffin Riders and they just can't deal any damage at all.
Trouble. Heal scroll saved it for now. Info potion has to be used. The hippos all down. Double level up here. Level 6 on the Bandit Brewmaster. We see the split. Earthstorm and Fire Warden blinks out. All the Griffins down. Cyclone being used on the Archmage. yAwS is falling apart here. 63 food versus 97. The trees are coming to it. The ants are hitting the human army. Paladin going down. Now staff out. Nice save for yAwS here. He's stepping in around. GG! WarchiefRich is the king of European Warcraft.
Playing it so well, knowing exactly what to do, actually adapting, proving people wrong. He's not the robot. He knows what to do in order to play outside the box, to surprise his opponent and to play it perfectly. It was amazing play. He is, I think, he is the king of Warcraft now, of Europe. He showed for the first time, maybe for the first time, that he can actually adapt a Warden first from Warchief. What are you talking about? That doesn't happen. It does happen here. It does happen at WCA Pro Qualifier. Congratulations, Richard Stoddard, WarchiefRich. His first time playing on stage, actually, in a Warcraft tournament, and he takes it convincingly.
He was a little shaky on day 3, I guess, but now he's used to the stage, he's used to the feeling, and well-deserved victory here. Getting the rubber match from yAwS, the second win above him, absolutely great. But let's not forget about yAwS. He didn't practice for this tournament, he wasn't supposed to be here, and he brought us so much fun, this German guy here. All of the players well deserve the qualification for China. Exactly. It's going to be an amazing tournament. They will face the best players in the world. TH, Infi, Fly 100%, Sushi Shi. And it's going to be epic. $4,000 euros for Warchief, $3,000 for yAwS.
And HLA, who came in 3rd yesterday, he's also qualified for China. He managed to get the prize money of $1,500. And yeah, December. I don't know what's the date is exactly, but you're going to get the news. December will be WCA in Yinchuan, China. And these are the 3 players for Warcraft 3, yAwS, Rich, and HLA. They're going to be holding up the European crown.
Central Europe is on top on the scene. No Russians, no Ukraine players. And let's not forget about Rudin, man. Such a cool guy. He made a name for himself at this tournament, I guess. Would love to see him again. There will be an open qualifier for Warcraft as well, so we will see another European player attending. And of course there will be more Koreans and a few more Chinese players. So WCA in December, definitely the main event for Warcraft.
Yeah, it was the same last year and it's going to be the same this year. This is kind of like...
It's getting even bigger. It's twice the prize money this year.
It's going to be $200,000 for Warcraft 3. In the year 2015, did you guys think that was going to happen like 2 years ago? I certainly didn't. But we are very fortunate, WCA providing these opportunities. And yeah, it's going to be an amazing event, the highlight of the year, probably. And finally, we're going to see the Europeans duking it out against the Chinese offline. And of course, we're going to be hoping that they're able to contest with them.
It's a very bad weekend for WarchiefRich's nicknames, by the way. He was called D'Artagnan, and then he showed up with a new haircut, so he's not D'Artagnan anymore.
Oh, yeah, right, exactly.
Then we called him Mr. Roboto, and now he adapted to that as well. So both nicknames gone in just 1 week. What a LAN can change.
Yeah, but also what a LAN can give you. He is now the king of Europe, for the time being at least. He has managed to get his first place finish here.
And I think that will definitely boost his confidence in China. Last year that was his first offline event and he didn't do that well. He struggled a bit with the conditions and stuff. and he's getting more and more used. And I think the Chinese players are not that used to the Night Elf play. They don't have that strong Night Elves in China than we have in Europe here. So definitely this guy on stage, the king of Europe, has a chance there, I guess.
Yeah, I definitely think so. There's one very solid player in China, Hihi, but he plays different. It's not really the European style. And the rest of the Chinese players, I don't want to take anything away from them, but they're probably not as top-notch as the European Night Elves are. Of course, we know Europe is pretty much dominated by Night Elves, and this event was dominated by WarchiefRich in the end.
Okay, we are ready on stage here, so let's throw it back to yAwS and the King of Orcs, Grubby.
Thank you, gentlemen. Congratulations to all of our players. They have played some excellent Warcraft 3, and now it is time to award our third place finalist hailing from Germany. Give it up for HLA. HLA will be taking home 1,500 euro and will be representing Europe at the finals in China. In second place, from Germany, taking home 3,000 euro. Give it up for yAwS. And in first place, taking home 4,000 euro from the UK, WarchiefRich.
Very well played.
Give it up one more time for our top three players. That does it for Warcraft 3. We'll be back with our next game, Hearthstone, after we take a quick break. Stay tuned. WCA continues after this.